You know, Prince William knew Meghan Markle would do this eventually. He, in fact, as a close source pointed out to me, knew it would only be a matter of time before Meghan and her inconsistency, to put it kindly, with the truth would finally catch up with her. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today in the very heart of London. Hope you're keeping well. And I'm glad, by the way, you enjoyed the video regarding, of course, the world famous, oh, we haven't done a wave. Nice to see you. You all right? Are you waving back? I can see, you know, yes. Well, not really, but I like it when you say to me, oh, you know, my husband pointed out that you're waving to the screen. There's nothing wrong in that. Get him to wave. If you're looking daft, make him look daft. Don't worry about it, chums. You know what it's like. There's nothing wrong with having a giggle, is there? Absolutely not. You know, I just kind of think, no, you've got to be able to laugh at literally everything. However dark it might appear, there's always a silver lining to have a laugh at. Normally, I find, first thing when you put the bathroom mirror on and think, goodness, what went wrong here? You know, you go to bed looking reasonable, wake up looking like Boris Karloff, and you think, what happened? The only thing missing is a bolt in the neck some mornings, you know. Oh, I know, yeah, I've hidden it, I think. It's below shirt collar. No, but thank you for enjoying also the Palladium video regarding, you know, many of you said it's true. It just doesn't seem as exciting. And as many of you pointed out, and this is an interesting bit, that as you said, you don't even get a ticket now. So there's no sort of memory. You just get a printout. It's very shallow and boring, isn't it? Yeah, I want to see, yeah, you just kind of think, no, it's not nice really, you know. But of course, somebody who's not nice, many people have said over the years, is none other than the former royal known as the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, accused of bullying, of which, of course, she completely refutes. But you see, Meghan herself isn't very bright because, as we know, when she decided to have a second child, Harry's daughter, of course, Lilibet, it was sort of, again, as I pointed out in that long form video, shrouded in lots and lots of mystery. I've also pointed out on numerous occasions farcical stories about the Queen going up and down to Windsor for the party and having tea. Just farcical in itself. The whole thing that Harry and Meghan do are really, it's just a tissue of lies. But the biggest lie of all, and some people might say the most hurtful, wasn't necessarily the curtsy that we all focus upon on her Netflix docuseries. There were bigger issues than that. You see, the bottom line was, if you remember, and I think this is a terrible thing personally, because everybody knows that the late Queen had a lovely pet name called Lilibet. And this is apparently the cipher that's been given the name to Harry's daughter. And Harry, if you remember, literally shot off like a rocket when anybody suggested that he had not received permission from Her Majesty the Queen, because it was one of those things, wasn't it? You would expect to sit down, maybe a cup of tea, would you mind, would you be offended, that sort of thing. Well, well, you see, apparently, well, William and all other senior members of the British monarchy knew the true story, right? Whatever. And if you do remember, of course, Harry literally lashed out at the BBC, claiming that, you know, they'd asked permission, the Queen was delighted, and he was threatening legal action. That went nowhere. According to a source, and this is where this gets interesting, Meghan in a podcast, you see, revealed that actually, if you do decide on a baby name, tell no one until it's named, and then you just drop it on them so they don't have a sort of fait accompli to come back and have a go at you. Right, so now the truth comes out. According to a source, Harry is absolutely beside himself by the fact that his own wife has dropped herself well and truly in it, backing up, as I said, from an excellent source with His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, Prince William, as to exactly why the Queen was so upset. If you remember, she famously said, the only thing that I really have is my name. I don't own the houses, the portraits, the jewels, it's just my name. Now, what's interesting here is clearly this just once again shows how it would suggest just how cruel and actually disrespectful both Harry and Meghan were to our late monarch. You know, as I said, if they did bring this up in conversation, and I asked from a wonderful source that knows this whole story well, the bottom line was nobody recalls such a conversation, or indeed the Queen delightedly skipping around saying the child was going to be named after her, something she would have done, right? So consequently, Meghan, in her desire to be right on and of course try and get some headlines from her failing podcast, has literally outed herself. Surprisingly, both Harry and Meghan have remained very silent. But as I said, Prince William realises that finally they would decombust as he predicted. And as ever, he's been proven right. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.